Hashimoto's thyroid disease.
Hashimoto, absolutely. Absolutely. Autoimmune thyroiditis, absolutely. All of these autoimmune diseases, people never sit down and think about the word autoimmune, and they just rattle off the word autoimmune. I said, do you know what the word autoimmune, it comes out of my patient's mouth. They say, I have autoimmune disease. Do you know what autoimmune means? No. I said, auto means you. Immune means defense, war. You are having a self-inflicted war, sir, ma'am. Okay? Some lymphocytes is going crazy in your body, causing war in your own body. Have you ever sit back and figure out, maybe if I just can put away this self-inflicted war, then my disease will go away? And that's exactly it. Autoimmune disease is crazy soldier disease, or for the lack of better term, crazy lymphocyte. Your lymphocytes are crazy. It's like we send these soldiers out to Iraq and come back crazy and start killing their neighbors and their family members. That's exactly what autoimmune disease is all about.
What do you think causes them?
Because they were stressed out by environmental things, by toxins, by pesticides, by chemicals, by heavy metals, by things we put into our environment. And once that's Iraq. Our environment is Iraq. Once we send these soldiers to Iraq, they become crazy, come back and send these lymphocytes to the toxic environment and come back crazy. They start making wars in our body. And that's what autoimmune means. Sit down with your doctor, sit him down and say, explain to me, doc, what's autoimmune? What does it mean? What do you mean you tell me autoimmune? Auto means myself, right? Right. Immune means war, right? Right. I'm having a war with myself, right? You better say right or I'm going to hit you, because that's what you said. That's the definition.
It's interesting because there's a huge prevalence of these, quote, autoimmune diseases, and from thyroid to other types. I had just heard that HGH elevates your immunity and strengthens it greatly, so that's why I wanted to confirm. Is there anything else you'd like to say in this broadcast that's important to you that you haven't had a chance to speak about?
I say it, and it causes me a lot of energy to say it, but I want to say it. Please, if you're listening, please check all your bioidentical hormones. There are basically 12 of them that count down with age. There are thousands of hormones in our body, okay? And if you heard the word leptin, have you, for fat, obesity? Leptin?
Yes.
Okay.
Leptin is just starting to get some traction in the public radar, but explain it.
Insulin. And insulin is a hormone, right?
Yep.
So there are thousands of hormones, and you're not going to check thousands of hormones. You only need to check 12 of them. And why? Why? Because these 12 decline age. You want to see if they have come within the dangerous zone already or not. The sooner you discover, the sooner you stay in healthy, supplement them, and you become healthy again. The sooner you ignore it, and the hormone deficiency comes first until you have a disease. By the time you have a disease, too late. Too late. It's too late. And unfortunately, our annual checkup that when you go to your doctor and come back with a clean bill of health, they check diseases. So not until you have a disease, your doctor is not going to be able to tell you have an abnormal test, because all they check is disease, and of course you don't have no disease. But you don't want to check disease. You want to check your likelihood of getting a disease. And that is checking hormones.
In your experience and in your observation among other doctors in the anti-aging universe, within the hormone context, does each doctor have their own kind of pet peeve, their opinion of what's optimal?
No, they don't have an opinion. They have a uniform opinion, same as the lab, and that is your level should be compared to your age reference level. If you're 60, you should compare to a 60. So if you are normal for 60, you are normal. We, anti-aging doctors, have a unified front. We say your 60-year-old level is compared to our 20-year-old model. if you fail to meet your hormone levels, the same level as healthy, normal as a 20-year-old, you are diseased. So that's the difference in.
Okay. So it's not apples to apples. Traditionally, when people look at, quote, a normal screening, they're not really getting normal. They're getting suboptimal and disease on the way.
Exactly.
But they don't know that.
They don't know that. You see, to those doctors who hold their 60-year-old patient to 60-year-old age reference, I have this question, and I always embarrass them. I say, sir, find me a 60-year-old patient that has hypertension, high blood pressure, and I compare them to other 60-year-olds. They have high blood pressure too. So then, do you say you're normal and go home? Why do you treat your hypertension? Why? Hey, it's normal for 60-year-old. Even 90, you are normal to have cancer. Why even treat your cancer, man? Hey, congratulate you have cancer. You just joined the 90-year-old. You have two standards. Things you want to treat, you treat it and call it abnormal for the 60-year-old. Things you want to ignore, you call them, oh, it's normal. I want to ignore it. Isn't it?
Yeah, really, it's a revamping of everything we've been taught to understand and to get involved with. Because most people transfer their power, their ability to think to their doctors, who, if they're not current, they're following something from years ago that's not updated.
Yeah. So if somebody has high cholesterol, they go in the doctor's, doc, I have high cholesterol. The doctor says, oh, what you need to treat it. Says who need to be treated. I'm 60-year-old. Find out another 60-year-old doesn't have a cholesterol problem. You can't find one? Then I'm normal. Bye-bye. It's normal to have high cholesterol. Don't treat it. You're crazy. What are you talking about?
Question about melatonin. A lot of people now are in the anti-aging communities, but also who are concerned with life extension and to help them sleep and regulate their clocks, take either tryptophan, which is back on the market, thank God, or melatonin. Are you a melatonin proponent? Do you like it? What do you think about it?
Melatonin is absolutely necessary, and it's harmless to overdose. So I am a little bit overdose side. I know I only need 1 milligram. My dad takes 3. I know I'm overdosing, but there's nothing wrong with that. And please, if you're listening to this, please let me correct you. Melatonin is not a sleeping hormone. It does not make you sleep. Try to swallow a whole bottle, see if you go to sleep. It does not. All to do, swallowing 1 capsule of melatonin versus 1 whole bottle tonight makes no difference in setting your brain to tell it it's tonight, it's evening. That's all it is. It's a circadian hormone. It tells you it's night now. The moon time now. It's not sun. It's the moon. So whatever you'll do, that's all it'll do. 100 capsules and 1 capsule makes no difference. Whereas a sleeping pill, 100, you'll put you in the emergency room.
Thank you for the correction. I didn't mean it as a sleeping pill. I more meant it like people have referred to melatonin as something that helps you sleep through the night. But there's some organ that gets smaller and smaller and smaller in which melatonin helps. And I also heard that melatonin has all these great, they're like natural antioxidants and they help your immunity. Is that true?
True, very true. Melatonin is a powerful antioxidant and a powerful anti-cancer hormone. And some, like my patients, they will come to me and say, I sleep well, I don't need melatonin. I said, wrong. You need melatonin to anti-cancer you. Because the reason we get older and older, we get more and more cancer is because of all our anti-cancer hormones drop. People hear about synthetic hormones causing cancer. I say, you haven't heard about declining of your bioidentical anti-cancer hormones causing you cancer. Have you? Well, let me tell you, it can. So you need to be on melatonin preventatively. And so that's how I educate my patients.
And I understand there's 2 kinds. There's a slow drip through the night where it kind of locks into your system slowly, or it kind of all goes in your system all at once.
Yeah, it makes no difference.
Okay. Talk about the pineal gland. I understand it almost disappears. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and yet The pineal gland is very important.